some people might say, well, like, take my friend Steve, for example, right? Steve, great guy, right? But Peter, see, I don't know about Peter, right? Steve, great guy, right? People do this all the time. You know, people talk about the future and the past. People talk about, you know, people being in different places. There's even like vertical stuff as well, right? Well, where I am right now is here, right? But he's kind of there. Really? Right? We use these metaphors of spatial orientation and movement in three-dimensional space to make sense of the world around us. Now, you can use these metaphors in some really, really cool ways when you begin to access the power of your unconscious processes. So, alright, probably easiest way to do this is to demo for a second. In fact, you've already got a head start. Would you be willing to come up and play? Yeah? Cool. Come on up. Give her a hand. Woo! Cool. Awesome. Alright. Now, we're going to play with something very, very similar to what we were doing over there. Right? Just think of something that kind of bugs you and stuff like that. Right? Yep. But what I'm going to invite you to do is just nominate a space for it somewhere on the floor here. So we'll locate it somewhere in space. Where would you like it to be?
It's about there.
About there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So can you just come over and step into this space and just associate into that? So be there. See what you see, hear what you hear, feel what you feel.
Yep.
And just notice what happens. When you just step outside that space and step out of that, right? And just shake that off and see that from a distance from over there. How is it from over there when you just look from that distance?
It's fine over there.
It's fine over there?
Yeah.
Okay, but when you're standing here it's not fine?
No.
Isn't that trippy? It works the other way around as well, by the way. So do you have things that you enjoy, that you like doing, like fun stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. Awesome. Great. All right. Well, do you want to let's leave that space. Forget that space, right? So where do you want to put something that's nice and fun?
Yeah, just in front of me.
Just in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Now, can you see yourself over there? Just like picture yourself doing whatever that thing is, being in that situation, and enjoying yourself over there. In fact, if you could see yourself from the front, you could even see the expression on your face, see the way that you're breathing, the way that you're standing, the whole thing. And if I were to invite you to step over and stand and associate into that, and all the way into that now, and just feel that through every fibre of your being, seeing what you're seeing and hearing what you're hearing, and feeling those feelings all the way through. And notice that they can kind of creep and spread sometimes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Well, can I just get you to just step out of that for a second? Just shake that off and separate from that. Okay. Because, you know, you don't want her to have too much fun. Right. Okay. All right. Oh, why the hell not? Come on, step back in. And just enjoy that. Feel that. Recreate that. Experience it all the way through. Nice. Cool. Awesome. And thank you very much for your wonderful assistance. Give her a hand. This is using exactly the same principle, but instead of doing it in pictures, you're literally setting up a space. You're arbitrarily setting up a space using this spatial metaphor, right? And going over here. Ooh, no, I don't like that. But I can be over here and outside of it, and it's fine. You can literally just step out of stuff, and you can step into stuff as well. Sometimes you can even step into stuff by proxy. That's what happens when you identify with the person who's stepping into that particular experience, right? Because you know what it's like to step into that. Right? And it's just setting up these spatial metaphors, right? By arbitrarily nominating a particular piece of carpet, a particular space, as this is the space for this thing, you can literally step outside of it, see yourself over there, and it's different. Or you can, well, you know, step into, you know. So, want to play with this? Cool. Just notice what you notice. Some interesting stuff. I'm just going to get you to, again, just experiment a little bit. And then afterwards, maybe a little later towards the end of the day, I'll show you how to combine all of this state control stuff together and do some very, very, very cool things. But for the moment, I kind of want to go there now, right? Because it's so cool. But I'll save it for a little bit later. Right? So for the moment, what I'm going to suggest is experiment. Right? So think of two things. Think of something that kind of bugs you, and think of something that's fun, that's pleasant, that you enjoy. Right? Set up a space for each of them, and notice what happens when you associate. You step in and go in there first person, and then just disconnect from that, and see it from a distance. Sometimes, this is the other interesting thing as well, experiment with angles. Right? Because spatial metaphors are really interesting things. Because sometimes, like let's say for example that there's something over here. Right? So if for example you had stepped over this way and it's fine from over there, like it might be that if you'd stepped over this side of it, it would be even more fine. You know? Or that if you stepped off in a different direction, you know, it's weird. It's not logical to your conscious mind, right? But sometimes there are particular ways of stepping and particular ways of stepping in and out of things that just make sense unconsciously. Your brain just goes, yep, cool, this works. Right? So experiment and play with that and find some stuff. Play with something that's a little bit irksome. Right? Set it up. Step out, disconnect. Find out how easy it is just to disconnect from that. And set up something that's quite fun, pleasant, enjoyable. And build it up from the outside, by the way. This is a nice, good key for doing this kind of stuff, right? Notice, for example, when I did this, while you're over here, like spatial metaphors even work for me as well, because, you know, here she is, right? And notice that I said, see yourself over there. You know, picture that person and that experience. If you could turn her around, you could even see the expression on her face, right? So we're building it up separately, and then it kind of creates a bit of a slingshot effect, right? And then step in and experience it. Right? So play with this, play with angles, play with the size of the space, play with all kinds of stuff, and find out how easily you can step out of things and how easily you can step into things. Any questions about how to do this? Great.